Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. As you can see in the title, we are going to do my January and February wrap up. I decided to do it like this because I thought that I was going to be in a reading slump, but surprisingly I have been doing really well the first 2 months of this year. We're at the beginning of March. I decided to read 50 books and I'm already halfway through, so I'm so proud of myself. The total of books that I read in the month of January and February were the total of 17 books. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my god, these 2 months have been so good. I have read a little bit of everything, but basically my main genre to read is romance, so we got a lot of romance here. Also, I'm starting to get reading into fantasy, so we got, I think, only two books from fantasy, and I think I had one little fiction and 2 mangas right here. Yeah, so let's get started with the with the wrap up. So the first book that I read this year was Daddy Issues by Kate Koubeck. She is the author for You Again, a book that I read, I think it was in 2023, and that book really surprised me. I do really love her writing, that I was wondering when she's going to write a new book, and here it is. So basically we follow the story of Sam. She's in her mid-20s. Basically before pandemic she has this career, she has everything planned, but since this pandemic thing happens, she have to go and crash to her mom's house and start living with her mom again. See her journey. She felt really frustrated that her life is not going how she planned it, and then she suddenly meet this man who started living next to her house. You know, she started to meet him and get to know him, and you know, the story goes through there. He's a single dad, a trope that I really like. It's just like you know, the single dad, and she got daddy issues like in the title. It's just like the whole thing about it was very good. I do really like how the author, she plays all that over there. But also my only main issues with this book was the constantly reminder of the pandemic. Don't get me wrong, I know for some people was really hard. Some people lost their loved ones, but it's just like the constantly reminder of that. It's just like, to be honest, my thing is that I know it was hard, I know it was a bad times, but it's just like I don't want to read about that, you know. I don't know, it's just like that was my only issues. The rest of the book was chef's kiss, but my only issue was that I really don't feel, I live it, I know how hard it was, but it's just I don't want to read about it, even if it's just a little bit. It's not like the whole book is about that, but it's just like it's a main plot about it. I don't know if I explain myself good. Anyways, even like that, I enjoyed this book so much. I can wait to read another book from this author, because I discovered that I do really like her writings, and she's amazing, and I give this book 4.5 or 4.75. Then I read the volumes 8 and 9, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity by Sakami Kami. This is one of the most adorable show manga that I have read in a while. I'm literally obsessed with them. I discovered this in a TikTok video. Somebody was talking, saying like basically this is like a Romeo and Juliet kind of retelling. Basically we follow the story of Rintaro and Kaoruko. She's in a school, there's only girls, and he's in a school, there's only boys, and basically their schools hate each other. They don't want their students like mixed and stuff like that, but they discover, the two or main characters, they discovered they had a lot of things in common, and they start to be friends, and they start to like each other, and the story goes over there. But it's just how cute they are, and I do really love the communication in this book. Chef's kiss. It's just, again, how good it is, how good it is, because I hate when there's miscommunication, and I love how healthy their relationship is and how they talk about their feelings and how things make them feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. It's just I love that. It's just I love that. So if you really want to read something light or get back into reading or whatever, I do really recommend you to read mangas, and this manga in specific, because you're gonna love it. Or if you love Romeo and Juliet type of retellings and stuff like that, you should give this manga series a chance, because you're going to love it. So the next book that I read was my first 5-star of the years. Right away was instantly, oh my god. So the book that I'm talking about is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maier. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't have my physical copy with me, but I do own the second book. I think I am going to wait for this special edition. Target is coming up, I think, in August, so I'm gonna buy that one instead. But yes, I found this one in the thrift store for $10, so I was like, you know what, I'm really interested. Why not together? But yes, I read that one on my Kindle, and while I was reading the book, I was like, why it took me so long to read this series? It's definitely my type of thing. Why every time that I walk through Walmart and Target or the bookstores, I saw the book right over there, right there, calling at me, and I never pick it up because I was like, I don't think I will gonna like it. Because back then I was only reading romance, and now is when I started reading more fantasy, that I discovered that I do like fantasy. But anyways, basically we follow the story of Evie. She is struggling because she lost her job and she had to take care of her sick dad and her little sister, so she's looking for a job, and she's in this enchanted forest walking on her way home, and then she met this man who is kind of like in trouble. They help each other in a way, and then for that this man decided to give her a job, and then she discovered that this man is the villain of everybody is caring of, and it just is so good. It's just, I love the dynamic of these two. I love Evie so much. She's definitely the type of person I would love to have around, even when she's so messy, but she's so funny and also lovely. Oh my god, I love the characters in this book so much, even the side characters. It's just everything about how the story is is so, I never thought that a book like that was going to that I do really like this much, and I really feel bad that I didn't give this series a chance before. When I told you, I was so obsessed that I couldn't stop thinking about the characters. I was so in love, so happy that I finally gave this series a chance, that to the point that I read the second book afterwards, and definitely was a 5 stars too. I feel like Hannah did such a great job mixing all this fantasy with humor and the romance and all. Oh my god, the slow burn in this book. Hannah is close to Mariana Zapata. I will say that these women are the only author that I will read a slow burn, the only one, because she is making it so right, so right, so good, it's so good. It's so good. I just definitely, I would recommend you to read this series if you want to start reading fantasy, because the chapters are very short. They are very entertaining and funny, and also we got this plot twist by the very end. She knows how to keep you hooked in her books. That's the main thing that I wanted to say. But yes, I have such a great time. So yes, basically book 1 and 2 were 5 stars for me because I love them so much. I love how the story is going, and I just want to keep reading, and I can wait. The 4th book that is coming, I think in August. I can wait, and I can wait. Then I read, I knew it was gonna be 5 stars, and again, I don't know why it took me so long to read this book when it came out. I think it was last year. And I'm talking about One Golden Summer by Chloe Fortin. Charlie, that's all I'm gonna say. Charlie, the man that you are, not only the characters on this book, the main scene, beautiful cover, blue cover, I love it so much. You can see all the tabs. When you see a book like this, it means that it's so loved. And I don't know if you can see the doodles and how much I write inside and the tabs. And I love this book so much. It was so good. Basically, this book is kind of like a spin-off, but I wouldn't say like a sequel. But basically, Charlie is the big brother of Sam, which is the MMC of the Every Summer After. While I was reading this, I totally forgot how good is Carly writing. It's just, she got this way to it's in the way that he writes. Her stories, her chapters are short, that's one, and it's just like you feel so connected with the characters and you get to love them instantly. And I will say my only tiny issue, but even like that I give it a 5-star because Charlie stole the show, is that I would have loved to see his point of view, because after Every Summer After finish and all the drama, I would have loved to see his point of view of her things, and we briefly have his thoughts about what happened and everything. My baby suffers so much that he, after what happened, that he basically had in his head that he don't deserve happiness, that he don't deserve nothing. And it's just like, I would have loved to see his point of view, because we got the point of view of the girl who is Alice. Don't get me wrong, her story was good, but it's just like it, because I think everybody was expecting to see Charlie's point of view instead of Alice. But anyways, even like that, I enjoyed this book so much. Charlie is probably on my top book boyfriends of all the time, because the man that he got me giggling, smiling like a crazy. I think I already have a written blog about it on my channel. Go check it out if you want to see my feelings, reaction through this book, because my god, I just love him. I just love him so much. I love him so much. Definitely recommend you this for the summer. And did I say it was a 5 stars? Yes. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I totally forgot. I started to remember everything. After that 5 stars, I was like, you know what, I feel like I'm gonna get in a reading slump, and I would choose a chill day on my room, scrolling on TikTok. And then I saw a few clips on this new TV show that came out in December, but I didn't have the chance to watch it. That was way back in January, about these 2 hockey players and stuff like that. I was like, something about a cottage and something about Wolfbird and stuff like that, ginger ale. And I was like, you know what, let me watch the TV show. Let me see, I got nothing to do, let me just see what is all the hype about. When I watched the first episode, the first 20 minutes, I was like, whoa, this is getting serious. I get to, oh my god. I was like, this is my type of tea. This is my type of tea. You know what? Let me read the books. I don't know how to speak. Let me read the books instead, because this feels like it's something I would really love to read about. And if the little hints that I gave you and you don't know what I'm talking about, it's about Hero Rivalry by Rachel Reed. It follows the story of Ilya and Shane, and these are the books, 2nd and 6th book of the Game Changer series. I think by now everybody knows about the hype about this series, and oh my god, when I'm telling you that my personality through January and February is about Hero Rivalry, when I'm telling you that nothing else, I can think about nothing else that it wasn't Ilya and Shane. I was obsessed, bro. Obsessed, bad. I don't know what she put. I don't know what Rachel put in these books, to be honest. Oh my god, it just, they're perfect. They're so perfect. Oh my god, I love them so much. And I went on a trip to New York with my family, with my parents, and I get the chance to get a paper copy, because I remember back then they were sold out. You couldn't find them nowhere. I read them both on my Kindle. We follow Soria Chen and Eli. They are both hockey players. They are playing for different houses or whatever. They start develop feelings for each other, and there's where the story starts. It's just how the romance develop. Perfect art for each other. It's just, I love how she write these books. The quotes, the romance is so good. The representation in these books are very good too. I think I can give her that. It's just like, it was so good. At least the anxiety and the stress representation that she writes here, I feel really connected, and it's just they're so perfect, and I need you guys to read it. And yeah, both of them are 5 stars. I want to continue with this series and see, but I think these two are my favorite. Okay, then I read Half His Age by Jenny McCurry. I think that's how you pronounce it. When I discovered she was writing a novel besides her biography, it calls I'm Glad My Mom Died. I own that book, but I haven't read it yet, and I don't know, it's just I decide that I want to read her novel first, and I just discovered that this woman can do everything. She's very talented, and she's an artist, and this book was so disturbing, bro. So disturbing. I do really like a very age gap type of thing, romance, but here is not that type of books, you know, those type of romance. Basically, we follow the story of Waldo. She's a 17 teenage girl who is in high school, obviously, and she started develop feelings for her 40-something teacher, little teacher, I think how he is. And our story begins over there because she basically started to get obsessed with her teacher, and she's not going to stop until she get what she wants, if you know what I mean. Janet describes certain scenes that make you feel so uncomfortable, and I also love that she's not romanticizing the relationship between the teacher and the student. It's just like, I will say this is probably something that happens day by day, you know. This book made me think about it, how you have to be more careful and be more present to your kids, because you never know, and how you raise your kids and all that, because you don't want stuff like that happen to them, you know. It's just to make me realize how important is parenting. I think that's how you say it. It makes me really think about it. I do really like this book so much, and I think that she's a very talented author, and she should write more books, or at least novels. I do really enjoy, make me think about life. Okay, then after that book, and after all those 5 stars that I have been reading way back to back, then I read 9-Month Contracts by Amy Dwans. Can we appreciate how cute is the cover? And this time spray edges, they got little goats over here. One of the main reasons that I bought this book was because of that. Guilty. But yes, basically here we follow the story of Wyatt and Trista. Wyatt, he wants to be a dad. He started to searching for a baby mama, and there's when Trista come alone. But it's just like it's just, this book was such a flop for me. Such a flop. I was expecting very much about it. I mean, everything was there. Like I said, everything was there about what I like in a romance book, but it's just how the way it was executed. Like, it was there. And my main problem was the female character, Trista. It's just like she was constantly calling herself a cow. Well, why would you do that? Because I don't know if I mentioned it, but she's a plus size woman, and okay with that. But it's just like, why would you keep calling yourself a cow? I know, I understand it, because you're doing your job, because you're getting this man the baby or whatever the control was is, but it was necessary keep calling you a cow multiple times just to keep reminding yourself that you were doing a job so you don't fall in love with the MMC. It's just like, for me, it's just nah baby, because it was so contradictory, because she was keep telling herself, oh, I'm a plus size woman, I love myself, I know that and all that, but then you change it pages later, you call yourself a cow. A very disappointed read. I was expecting to love it, but I didn't. Don't get me wrong, I will continue with the series just to see how the other story goes through, but just this one in specific, it wasn't for me. It was very flop, and I give this book, I think, 2.5. After that very disappointed read, I decided I almost get in a reading slump, so I basically read these two short novellas from Amazon. Amazon started doing this stuff. So basically they have a bunch of very popular bestsellers romance authors, and they make like a very short stories, romance stories and stuff like that. I read the first two novels because these are authors that I do really like. I read first Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren and Time Will Tell by Hannah Won Yeon, and what can I say, I enjoy them so much to the point that I was like, why they didn't decide to take those stories and make the whole book about it. Both of the story has so much potential, and then just both of them were so good, and both of them I give them 3 stars, and yeah, I will definitely recommend it. Then I read Red, White, Royal Blue by Casey McKisson. This is the first time that I read a book from this author. I think she is a very popular author, and I decided to read the book finally, because this book has been on my TBR for years, but I never pick it up. But again, I was very in my era of BL after I read and watch Heated Rivalry, that I was like, you know what, I think that this might be my type of thing, so I decided to read another book kind of similar. Basically, here we follow the story of Alex and Henry. Alex is the first son of the president, and Alex is a prince, I think, of the UK. I think in the story goes over there, they can stand each other, they don't like each other, and then they start knowing each other and their feelings start blowing up. But you know, both of them, their titles are more bigger than their romance, I could say that. But yes, I started watching the movie, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm feeling very inspired to read, to finally decide to pick up the book, and that's what I did. And I'm just gonna say that the chapters feel so long. My god, why the chapters were so long, to the point that I was this close to DNF the book. The moments between the two characters were so cute. I do really like the difference between the book and the movie, because I feel like the movie was a little bit rushed about their romances, and here in the books we have obviously more details, but we get to know more the self-discovery of Alex, because he still doesn't know what he likes. He thought that he had an idea, he thought that he was straight, but obviously he had feelings for Henry, so we see more deeper here. But in the movie, it's a very like a playboy type of thing, but I do really, in this case, I do really like better the book than the movie. The story was cute, but I don't think it will be the story that I will reread, and I will do really recommend you, but I don't think I would reread it. But it was fun, it was cute, I like it. The rest of the books that I am going to talk, I don't have them physical yet, but I read them on my Kindle. So the next book that I read was The Wild Card by Stephanie Archer. If you know, she's one of my favorite spy romance writers of all the time. Her writing is so addicting. So here is the 5th, and I don't think so, but She says the fifth and final book of the Vancouver Storm series, and I do like it. I like this one. This one was cute, was fun. Oh, we also got a single dad trope. I totally forgot about that. That was fun. I started to remember. That was cute. That was fun. It was entertaining. I feel a little bit sad that the series is over, but something is telling me that we're gonna have another book from this series, and that one is gonna be, or probably she's gonna make another series about it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, then I read, and I'm talking about The Apple Tree by Jewel E. N. But I'm telling you, you know that sensation when you read a book that totally surprised you, that you wasn't expecting to love that much, that you were obsessed to the point that you were literally adding the playlist songs that they put in the books and everything, and that every time that you hear that song, it just remind you characters and scenes and specific. It's just like, my god, I wasn't expecting to like this book so much. And also with this book, I totally confirm that the single dad trope, age gap tropes are my thing. Are my thing, because I was like giggling the whole time, and I have proof. And after this video, you guys are gonna see my reading blog about it, because oh my god, it was so good. It's so good. Basically, this is the second book of the Sunday Morning series or trilogy, I'm sorry. And here we follow the story of Eve and Kyle. Eve, basically, she is like the black sheep of the family. If you have read the first book, which is The Sunday Morning, you know that she's different from her sisters. And since the first book, I knew that she was going to be my favorite. And then we got Kyle, who he chose move next to this family, and we talk a lot of topics here. And I do really love how the author, she writes about it, everything. Their story was so good, because basically I don't know how to speak. Every time that I got excited about a book, I don't know where to find my words to express my excitement. And this is so wrong. This is why some people write what they're going to say. But yes, Kyle is a new neighbor. He just moved over here. He is a single dad of I think he got 5 or 4 years old, which is Josh, the most beautiful kid of all the time. And then the story started developing, because basically the first time they saw each other is this tension, is this instant attraction. He's basically 10 years old more older than her. She's did I forgot to say that she's 18? She's totally an adult. And it's just, I do really like her develop, because basically they can be together. She's trying so hard to prove everybody that she's mature, that she's a woman, and she struggled a lot. And basically when things don't get really bad, I would say she also had this problem, the alcoholism, I think that's how you say it. So we got that there too. Her family is very Christian, like a very strict rules type of thing. And since she's not the favorite, she's, like I said, she's like the black sheep of the family. She struggled a lot with her family. So yes, it's a whole drama going on over there, and I love it. I love it. I love the romance. You just want them to be together. I know that is wrong for some eyes, but it's just like, if you want to read a really good age gap, single trope, and forbidden romance and all that, everything is there. You are going to love this book, swear to God. And to be honest, I don't want you to read the first book, because the first book was a flop for me, but the second book was so good, so good, that I do really recommend you to read the second book instead of the first one. So yes, 5-star read. 5-star read. To be honest, I would probably reread this book when I bought it in physical, because it was so good. It was so good. I can stop, to this day, I can't stop thinking about Evie and Kyle. Definitely my Cuchi 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 Bellos Hermosos. Then I read a good book by the same author. This is the third and final book of the Sunday Morning trilogy, and to be honest, this book was also another surprise. Why? Because here we follow the story of Gabriella, Gabe or Gabby for friends and family, and she is a very annoying character in the whole series. Like in the first book she was a little, so it was understandable why she acted like that. In the second book she was like annoying. She was annoying, bro. She's a very annoying character. The second book really surprised me, and I was like, you know what, I'm half away, let me just read the third book and finish that so I can finish my series. I would say 30 or 40% of the book I was so annoying from this character, because basically here we got like a friends to lover trope, because she moved to college. She go to college to follow this crush that she had, and this guy, his name is Matthew, who is none less than the ex-boyfriend of Sarah, which is the big sister and who is the main character in the first book of the series. It makes sense what I'm trying to say. So it's like, why would you have a crush on the boyfriend of your sister? How can I put it? She basically created this image of this man in her head that she thinks that he's the most perfect person in the world, and he's not. He's a man. I'm sorry. But anyways, also we got the story of Ben, which is the best friend of Gabby. This book was, I don't know, it was almost so close to be a 5-star, but I just felt so overwhelming about all the things that were happening in this book, because it was plot after plot after drama that I feel like we don't focus on one thing in a specific, because a lot of things happen. We just don't have this crush thing that she got for the ex-boyfriend of her sister, because we got that. And we also got that Ben has feelings for her, but she doesn't know it because she see him as a friend. We got that too. And then we got this accident that happened, and then another thing happened. So it's just like it felt like a lot of things were going on, and it just, I couldn't focus. The drama was so good. This book wasn't a 5-star because the first 40% of the book, the female character, she was so annoying, bro. I couldn't stand her. She was getting on my nerves, but then she redeemed herself by the end, and I kind of like her for that. She made a good decision. And I think it's a very good trilogy, small town romance. If you want to read about that, you're gonna love it. But definitely I would recommend you to read the second book first, because the second book, Kyle and Evie are the perfection. Anyways, and I'm so happy, glad too that I finished one series. Woohoo! Anyways, and the last book that I read was Best Laid Plans by Lauren Blakely. This is the first book of a series called Lucky in Love, and I saw a few quotes on, I think it was on Pinterest or in TikTok, and I was like, this is the type of thing that I would like. It's just another romance, spicy romance, stuff like that. That's what I was looking for at the moment. Just the book felt so first, the book felt so short for some reason. For me, it felt so short. It felt rushed, because and it felt like a little instant lovey for me, a little bit, because it's just like the concept was there, but just how it was executed, I felt like the story didn't get to me, because I do really like the ending. And the MMC of the book was kind of okay. I like him, but I'm not going to continue with this series. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Yep, those are all the books that I read in the month of January and February. I'm so proud of myself. I hope that this time I explain myself very well, because I feel like I'm still struggling to review a book. Even like I have the thing in my mind, but how I speak it, it's just like I feel like I'm still working on it. but I hope that you like it. I hope that any of the books that I talked to you about, you can put it on your TBR, that this is a very amazing book. I feel like I'm reading so fast lately. I feel like by the month of May, probably I will hit my goal. If you haven't noticed, Sarah J Maas just post that we're gonna have the 6th and 7th book of the ACOTAR series. Can you believe my excitement? But can you believe I haven't read the other 2 series, like Throne of Glass and Crescent City? I haven't read none of that because they felt so intimidated for me. Because if you have seen the Crescent City, you should know how chunky the books are, and the last 3 books of the Throne of Glass series, they are just intimidating too. And also they got the thing that some people say that you should read Assassin's Blade first, some people say I read the 2nd, 3rd, but before the 4th it's just like it's too much. And I was like, I feel like I'm not in the mood for it, but I do really want to be prepared for that. So basically I feel like at the month of March, April are going to be focused on me reading those fantasy series, but without getting too burnt out. It makes sense. But yes, that was a little note about how excited I am about the ACOTAR. I'm sorry, I'm Teen Ariel. Don't come for me, don't come for me. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like, comment, and down below, because I do really like when people comment in my video. Make me feel seen, make me feel that I'm this crazy little brown girl just talking about books. Make me feel like I have somebody that cares about what I say. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Peace.